What is up, guys? Do you notice anything different? Y'all, I had a whole baby. Like, literally. Don't mind the mess in the back. I'm in our other room downstairs. It's empty. I needed a place where it was quiet, and this low-key has, like, good lighting. But, anywho, yeah, I know I've been gone. I was supposed to do a bunch of vlogs while I was pregnant, and I didn't. Main reason was because it was cut short. I thought I had like over a month left being pregnant, but no, she came 5 weeks early. So yeah, let me tell y'all about what happened. So basically, Miss Miracle decided she was gonna come when she wanted to come. Her name's Miracle Mercedes, by the way. Say hi. She's so cute. I love her. I love her so much. But anyways, and don't mind my nails. Just, I can't have nails, obviously. But, did you poop? And she laughs. You pooped. Okay, but let me tell you about this story. So basically, how should I start? So first of all, she was due August 3rd, but I was gonna have my C-section scheduled for July 26th because they do the C-section when you're 39 weeks, I believe. And so, okay, I went to my last appointment. I was 33 weeks. It was on a Thursday or Friday, I believe. So I was like about to be 34 weeks. Every Tuesday I turned another week. I hear footsteps. I hope somebody doesn't interrupt me. But what was I saying? So yeah, I went to my appointment. Little did I know that was gonna be my last appointment. And I went. I was 33 weeks and like some days, like probably like 2 or 3 days. I don't know, probably 2 days. And at that appointment, I signed my VBAC consent because with my first son, I had a C-section, but this one, I was kind of considering doing a VBAC, which is vaginal birth after cesarean. Literally changed my mind when I left the office, but I signed that paper and we're just getting everything ready. That week, after that, I was gonna start going every week, I think. But everything was fine. I think that week I told her about the pains. Yes, so that's the week that I told her I was getting a lot of pains up here and like down here, but she was like, that's normal, those are your Braxton Hicks or whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever. So went home, fast forward, I think that was a Tuesday. No, sorry, that was a Thursday. Fast forward to Sunday. I woke up feeling like a bunch of pressure, like real low, like pressure, and it kind of hurt. Oh, what? Yeah, I was feeling pressure and it was hurting. But see, earlier in my pregnancy, like when I was like 5 months or so and less, I always got pressure. And like, it's like I would get like this little ball, like in my lower pelvic area. I guess it was just her moving. I don't know. So I ignored it. I was just like, whatever. I always get pressure, but this time it kind of hurt. And then I started calling like, family, and they were like, oh, it's just her. She's getting ready. She's like switching positions or whatever, And I was like, okay, whatever. But the only difference with these is that I noticed and that scared me was that they were coming every like 30 minutes to an hour. I don't really remember. I wasn't timing them, but they kept coming back. And then, so all day I'm going through this since the morning. I woke up with them. And then, so all day, I went all day with them and I started noticing, damn, they kind of hurt. They started hurting more. But I was like, damn, what could these be contractions? Like with my son, I didn't feel contractions. So, I didn't know what contractions felt like and whatever, but what was scaring me, like I said, is that they kept coming back. It was like every 30 minutes to an hour. So around like 9 p.m., I told my man, I was like, I'm gonna drive myself to the hospital. because I'm scared. Like, you know, I'm so early, I'm 33 weeks and these pains keep coming. Oh, you know what? No, I'm missing out. I think around 8 p.m. I went to the restroom, and then like, I don't know if this is TMI, but like I wiped and it was like, it looked like snot, and like there's a little bit of blood in it. So the blood like threw me off. I was like, that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to the hospital. And we live by a hospital. It's pretty close. It's not the doctor that, I mean, the hospital I go to for my appointments is like a 45-minute drive from my house. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna make it there. I'm just gonna drive myself to this emergency room that's like 5 minutes away from my house. So I did that. I get there and they put me in the room. They put the little circle things that have, you know, the circle things that they connect to your stomach when you go into labor or whatever. And the nurse was like, you're having contractions. These are contractions. I was like, what the fuck? So I was right. I'm glad I took myself. But yeah, she was like, you're having contractions. She was like, but you're only 33 weeks. At that Sunday, I was 33 weeks, 5 days. Cause yeah, Tuesday I made 34 weeks. So she's like, we're just gonna check your cervix or whatever, examine you. And they checked my cervix and she was just like, your cervix is closed, so you're not in labor. And then I peed in a cup or whatever. Before they examined me, I peed in a cup and she was just like, you're dehydrated. She was like, dehydration could cause contractions. She was just like, go home and drink water. That's literally what they told me to do. She was like, and call your doctor tomorrow, whatever. By the time I took myself to the hospital, they were hurting. Like, it was a pain with the pressure. So I was like, okay, whatever. I went home. I'm thinking, oh, by the time I wake up, which the next day would be Monday, I'll be fine. They should be gone. No, I had them all night. The pain started getting worse. I woke up with them and I was like, fuck, okay. I was just gonna continue to ignore them and drink water like this doctor said. So then around 9 a.m., I was at the table, I was eating, and whoa, mama. I was at the table, and then all of a sudden I feel like a gush like come out of me. And I was like, okay, what the fuck? So I went to the restroom and it was that snot-like fluid or whatever. But this time, like, it was dripping down my leg and like, it was a lot. So I was like, okay. I called my doctor and I told her, and she was like, you need to come to the hospital now. She was like, that might be your water. Your water might have broken or whatever. So I go into like panic mode. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. And as I'm like running around the house, like, you know, getting stuff together, this stuff just kept coming and like it's dripping down my leg. I'm getting it on the floor. I changed like 4 times. I was like, what the fuck? I can't drive myself. As y'all know, my man's on house arrest, so he can't just drive me to the hospital. So I ended up taking an Uber to the hospital or whatever. The whole time I can just feel the stuff coming out, like just gushing. It just felt like pee, like I was peeing on myself. So yeah, so I was pretty much in labor. But okay, I get to the hospital. I'm horrible at telling stories. I was there for a long ass time because they said they didn't have a room for me. Mind you, this hospital was not the hospital that I wanted to have my baby at, like at all. This is just where she had told me to go. I'm thinking she was gonna be there. I'm skipping too much. So I get there, whatever, I change. The whole time this shit's still leaking down my leg. I'm getting it everywhere. So yeah, they check my cervix again and she's like, that was your mucus plug or something. She's like, this isn't your water breaking or something. I was like, what? Like, what the fuck? I thought your mucus plug was just like one like gush thingy. I don't know. But she's like, you're not in labor or something. I was like, okay. And then this is why I didn't want to have my baby at this hospital. Everyone just kept telling me different things. She said that I wasn't in labor. This other doctor said I was in labor. I don't know, but I was in labor at the end of the day. A brain fart. Okay, but then, so then they determine I am in labor or whatever. And they're like, you're only 33 weeks and 5 days. It's too soon. Like, okay, somebody called me. Where was I? Okay, so I get to the room or whatever. They determine I am in labor, but they're like, it's too soon or whatever. So they start giving me these pills to like stop labor or whatever. I was getting them every 4 hours. It was like this big old pill. And then they gave me 2 shots in each ass cheek. There were steroid shots for her to like help with her lungs or whatever. I don't know. I keep saying whatever. Sorry. But, and they hurt. Those shots hurt so bad. Oh my God. But, okay, so I'm in this room. They start giving me the medications, the steroids, and then the labor stopper pill. And then later, like around 10, 11, I finally get a room. So they move me up to a labor and delivery room. And basically they're just like, we're just gonna keep you because they're trying to stop the labor because it's too soon for her to come out. So I stayed there overnight. Mind you, my contractions, they started getting stronger. And like I'm timing them. They're like 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. And then like a couple hours later, I noticed they're like an hour apart. So they thought that this pill was working. They were like, okay, yeah, we've managed to space out your contractions or whatever. So you should be able to go home tomorrow. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm thinking I'm going home. I'm thinking everything's good. I'm not gonna have a baby. And then that night, around 2, she's like, yeah, we'll discharge you probably like in the afternoon. I'm like, okay, cool. But that night, I started noticing my contractions were like 45 minutes. Then it went to 30 minutes. Then it went to 20 minutes. And I'm in pain. Not as bad as it was gonna get the next day. Anyways, Mama? She's like making little noises. She's so cute. Okay, but anywho, whatever, the contractions are back and stronger, and I'm telling them I'm in pain. They're coming sooner and sooner. So then, mind you, my doctor that I was seeing, she was out of the office. I wasn't supposed to be giving birth now, you know. So she wasn't there. I didn't see her till like, I think the day after I had my baby. But the doctor that's helping me is like her like right hand or whatever. She's like, look, I talked to Dr. Herrera. She's like, you're in labor. We couldn't stop it. Your contractions are getting stronger. We're gonna do a C-section today at 3 p.m. I was like, oh. Today I made exactly 34 weeks pregnant. And they explained to me there, like, you know, your baby's gonna have to go straight to the NICU. They're gonna have to see if she's breathing. Can she breathe on her own? Like I said, babies' lungs don't fully develop till they're 36 weeks in your womb or whatever. So all this is going on. Mind you, my man's at home because, you know, his situation or whatever. My mom's far away. My in-law had came. She was with me, and my sister-in-law was with me. Oh, I know. She's like, I don't want to hear about this. Very traumatic, huh? Very traumatic. But, okay, so they tell me I'm gonna have my C-section at 3. So I'm like, okay, I'm having a fucking baby. My contractions came hard than a bitch. Like, I was literally screaming, crying, like begging them, please give me something for this. But they're like, you know, you're about to have your C-section at 3 p.m. We're gonna give you your epidural at 3. You'll be fine. Man, when I tell you this, my contractions felt like 100 knives. Like I was being stabbed in my uterus with 100 knives, and they were on fire. Like, I don't understand how females go through labor unmedicated. How? Because that was literally the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. And they were coming like every 2 minutes at this point. Yeah. They were coming like every fucking 2 minutes. I was dying. Their fucking doctors kept coming in, asking me fucking questions. As I'm like screaming, crying, they wouldn't give me shit. And then I was supposed to get my epidural at 3. I didn't get it till fucking 6 p.m. because apparently something happened in the operating room or something. I don't know. So the anesthesiologist was busy, I guess. Bitch, those 3 hours, those 3 extra hours were pure hell. Like, I literally went through labor unmedicated, like with no medication, because they wouldn't give me any for some reason. It was fucking horrible. And then the whole time I'm thinking, and this is why I didn't want to have my baby at this hospital. But anywho, 6 p.m. rolls around. Finally, the anesthesiologist comes in with all the nurses and shit. They're like, okay, we're ready for you. We're going to roll you into the OR and give you the epidural and get this baby out. So I get in there. I was super fucking scared just because of everything that was going on. Like, I was scared. Like, first of all, I'm having my baby at 34 weeks. And then I'm knowing that she's gonna have to stay here in the NICU. And then it was just, then I'm thinking like, I didn't even want to have my baby here. It was just a whole bunch of things going on. I was just scared going into this OR. To where like the lady was like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? I was just like, no, I'm just scared. She's like, it's okay, it's fine. You're gonna be okay. Or whatever. So I get on the table and I was, my biggest fear was because my contractions were coming so hard and like every couple minutes I was scared. Every 2 minutes, strong as fuck. So I was scared that while they were putting the epidural in my back, mind you, you have to stay still while you're getting this. And mamas, y'all know. I was so scared. Oh, mama. It's getting close to her feeding time, so. It's okay, mama. She's like, I don't want to hear about this. Yeah, we're talking about you. What was I saying? What? What the matter? What? She's so cute. Okay. Anyway, so I was just scared of getting a contraction while they were putting the epidural in my back, but it ended up, I didn't get one. And then before I know it, I was just all numb, tied down. They put the fucking sheet up. My man, they let my man in. He was sitting next to me. And literally, I didn't even know that these people started my C-section because all I kept feeling was like tugging and pulling. All I kept feeling was like the tug and the pull. And they didn't tell me they were starting. They were having a fucking conversation as they were cutting me open. And next thing I know, probably like, it felt like 5 minutes later, but I'm sure it wasn't 5 minutes. Everybody's like, oh my God, did y'all hear that? My man's like, did you hear that? Apparently, while I was open, but they hadn't pulled her out, she cried from the inside of my stomach. I heard something, but I don't know. Everybody was like, oh my God, did you hear that or whatever? I was like, what? I'm thinking about a whole bunch of other things. I wasn't paying attention, but yeah, apparently she cried from inside my stomach. And then after that, I heard her. She was out. She was so tiny. She was born at 6:55 p.m. on June 22nd. At exactly 34 weeks gestation, whatever. I was 34 weeks pregnant, like on the dot. So then they pull her out, whatever. I see her. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so tiny. And then they take her immediately. Huh? Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm back. My sister was leaving. I hope I don't sound dumb in this video. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a while since I've filmed, so for some reason I'm nervous. But I hope you understand what I'm trying to say and I don't sound dumb. But anywho, yeah, so she was born. They took her straight to the NICU because, she was born 5 5 weeks early. Unfortunately, I did not get to meet her, literally like meet her, touch her, or anything. All they did was like show her, and then they left with my baby daddy, and he got to hold her and stuff. But they took me to this other room to like wait for my, what's it called, postpartum room. Postpartum, yeah. Well, this is the room you go after you have your baby, I guess. Because I didn't go back to my to floor 2, which was a labor and delivery floor. I went to the floor 3, which is when after you have your baby. But anyways, I go over there and I'm like asking, like, I want to see my baby, like, what, like, I can't see my baby. And they're like, how are you gonna go like that? And she pointed, and I had a catheter in. And I was like, oh my God, so when am I gonna be able to see her? She was like, they're gonna take your catheter out in the morning, and then you can go, because you can go whenever you want to the NICU. They give you a wristband. They give you and the baby's dad a wristband with a number on it, and that's the only way you can get into the NICU. So yeah, I was pissed off about that because I literally did not get to meet her until the next morning. But yeah, a video. Morning, and then I finally seen her, and she was literally so fucking tiny, and it was so sad because she was connected to like so many things. She had an oxygen mask, she had a feeding tube, she had all the monitors on her chest, she had some things on her foot. It was just so sad, but at the same time I was happy to see her. But yeah, she spent 9 days in the NICU. I went home, I had her on Tuesday, and I went home on Friday, and she didn't go home till the next Thursday. No, I went home on Friday. She went home on the next Friday, so she spent a week longer than I did. It was so sad going home without her. I mean, like, that shit, like, it was not a good feeling. Like, I don't know, I just never expected that I would go through something like that. But she needed to stay there until she got her oxygen right. That was one problem with her. Like I said, like, lungs don't develop till 36 weeks. So that was the issue that was keeping her there. They would take her off the oxygen, then she would need to get put back on it because she was breathing like irregular. But then the last time they took it off 2 days before she went home, and they're like, we're gonna see how she does. And she did perfectly fine. She didn't need the oxygen anymore. They took her off the antibiotics and everything, and she was finally able to go home. She's like smiling. Hi. It's funny how she was crying or like making a face about the labor, but now as I'm talking about her going home, she's smiling. I love her. But anyways, yeah, so she spent 9 days in the NICU and got to go home finally. She's been home now a week and 3 days. So about 10 days now, and it's something to get used to, definitely. It's not as hard as it was with my son, because my son was a freaking crybaby, but so like she literally, if she eats every 3 hours, and that's when she wakes up, is every 3 hours. She's like already on a set routine. But yeah, so that was my labor and delivery story. Crazy, super unexpected. I did not, literally today I'm only supposed to be 36 weeks, no, 37. Today she makes 3 weeks, exactly. And I'm only supposed to be, if she wasn't here, I would be 37 weeks pregnant, so she's still not supposed to be here. But she wanted to pop out, so that's what she did. We tried to stop her, but she didn't care. She's here now. But yeah, I love having a girl. Oh my God, like she's just so cute. She looks just like my son, but at the same time, like, she looks like me. She has my features, she has my mouth, she has my nose. She came out pink, so that means that she's gonna be whiter, kind of like my son. So she's not brown like me, but that's okay. But yeah, so that was my labor and delivery story. Like I said, I hope I don't sound dumb, but I don't know why I'm kind of nervous on camera for some reason, like somebody's watching me. But so yeah, so after this video, I know, it's time to eat. See, she ate at 5 o'clock, it's 8 p.m. She's hungry at exactly 3 hours later. But so yeah, I'm gonna be more active. I think after this video I'm gonna do like a baby routine, like what I do when we get up, and like our routine or whatever. And then just really like try to do more vlogs, and like I want to do a mukbang or mukbang, whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna try to be more active. No, I am gonna be more active, because that's not fair. I see like I'm getting more subscribers, and I'm like, oh my god, like how, if I'm not even posting? So that gave me motivation that people are interested. um but yeah, so y'all stay tuned. Say bye.